street to the stadium. Break new ground.
Good afternoon, one and all, and a very happy new year for everybody here at Huddersfield Town. We hope you're not foggy out there, town fans. We hope you enjoy the New Year celebrations. We're going to need your help as we welcome Stoke City to the Johnsons this afternoon. And good afternoon to those who travelled up from the Potters this afternoon. We hope you enjoy your afternoon in West Yorkshire. Stoke City will line the blue goal number 1, Jack Buckland, 4, the skipper Joe Allen, 5, Liam Lindsay, 6, Danny Barr, 9, Sam Bogues, 11, James McLean, 14, Tommy Smith will be very welcome back here in Huddersfield. 15 is Bruno Martins in the 22 Sam Lucas, 25 Nick Powell and 26 Tyrese Campbell. On the men's for Stoke, 16 Adam Davis, 3 Stephen Ward, 7 he'll be welcome here to Thomas, 19 man, Connor and his team from One Brickwork, the Huddersfield business. Thank you to Danny for today's match sponsorship. The man of match sponsor is Andy needed by his approved food business. Approved food. Thank you to One Brickwork and Approved Food. And in the Heritage Suite today we have Penang Industrial Equipment, and in the Premier Lounge in association with Bowers and Wilkins, Plating Solutions. Today's referee is James Liddington. His assistants Nick Barnard and Philip Dermott, and the fourth official is Paul Marsden. There are 4 town mascots this afternoon. 7-year-old Casey Wright's favourites are Elias Kachunga and Alex Brinchard. 10-year-old Summer Wright favourites Jonathan Hogg and Chris Schindler. 6-year-old Harrison Follis, his favourite player is Jonathan Hogg. And 7-year-old Oliver Howe, his favourites Carl Grant and Alex Brinchard. We have 1 Stoke City mascot. That's 10 years old, and he was 10 on Boxing Day. Alfie Ridgeway. The guard on today is formed by participants from tomorrow's tennis and town fans on this New Year's Day. The teams are in the tunnel. So for the first time in this new decade, the year is 2020. New Year's Day, our visitors are Stoke City and town fans. Please welcome your Terriers, Huddersfield Town. Town fans in association with Beasley on the bench today.
Well, welcome to the John Smith Stadium. The 2 sets of players, Huddersfield and Stoke, shaking hands as they move across the halfway line at the moment. Huddersfield in their traditional home colours of blue and white striped shirts, white shorts and white socks. Stoke in their away kit, black and grey shirts, black shorts and black socks. If you've joined us late, the team news is huge. 5 changes have been made by Stoke boss Michael O'Neill. In from Bruno Martins-Indy, Nick Powell, Liam Lindsay, Tyrese Campbell and Sam Hope. The players to miss out today through injuries or other reasons: Stephen Ward, Tom Ince, Ryan Shawcross, Lee Gregory and Jordan Cousins. So we're expecting Stoke to go 4-3-3 still in front of goalkeeper Jack Butland. The back 4 from right to left, playing against his former club Tommy Smith, and then Danny Bart, Liam Lindsay and Bruno Martins-Indy. The midfield 3 will be Joe Allen, Nick Powell and Sam Clucas, with the forward 3 being Tyrese Campbell, Sam Vokes and James McLean. Happy with that lineup, Dennis?
Well, I've just, since I watched them warm up and realised I was wondering how the middle 3 were going to set up. It looks as though Allen and Clucas will sit a bit deeper and Powell will play further forward. So it's more like a front 4, and it's an attacking team, to be honest. There's no defensive midfield players in there, and hopefully before I saw them warming up, I was going to go, hopefully it'll be scrappy and we might get a 1-0 win. once I've seen that, I think it might open us up a bit defensively, but it also gives us more going forward. So I'm hoping for a couple of goals at least from us.
Two captains are in the centre circle at the moment with the officials for the coin toss. The referee is James Linnington from Newport. Last took charge of Stoke for the 2-1 defeat at Birmingham at the end of August. On the Stoke City bench this afternoon, Adam Davis is the substitute goalkeeper. Then the outfield players are Stephen Ward, Tom Ince, Lee Gregory, Jordan Cousins, Nathan Collins and Ryan Woods. The Stoke fans are housed in the stand away to our right. Great numbers, they've travelled in as ever. Home sections are packed out too, apart from maybe just behind Camille Grabara's goal for Huddersfield away to our left. And Stoke are going to kick from right to left in this first half here at the John Smith Stadium. Joe Allen gets the game started, the first one of a new decade, the first one of 2020. Huddersfield versus Stoke, live on BBC Radio Stoke on Freeview Channel 726 and 94.6 FM. Nigel Johnson, Dennis Smith and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team, as Stoke hit the ball long down the right, looking for Powell straight away, and the goalkeeper Grabara has to come flying out of his area to put the ball into touch.
Yeah, Powell's playing right up front at the moment, and he's made a good run down there the channel, and unfortunately he didn't get there before the keeper, but it was a good race.
Stoke have it, edge of the centre circle with Clucas. I'll run through the Huddersfield team for you in just a second. Martins Indy to the left to McLean. We've only had 30 seconds. It's been a good start here. McLean's cross is deflected and Stoke have a corner inside a minute.
Good start, nice and positive, and very much on the front foot. He's set up, it looks like a team who are going to be attacking, so I'm pleased to see that.
McLean won the corner and he is going to take it away to our left on the Stoke City left. Away swinger, Stoke with 5 inside the penalty area. Clucas and Allen waiting to pounce on the edge of it for any scraps. McLean's delivery headed away by Huddersfield. Martins Indy will get there first to the loose ball. Looking for options. McLean is being marked, but he has space just about to the edge of the area. Cross block. Stoke with a throw. All Stoke in the opening 90 seconds here.
That's nice and positive. Yeah, I think they've gone out there knowing that it's a game that they need to win to make everybody feel better.
Martins Indy receives it back from Clucas from the throw, wins his side another throw. As far as Huddersfield are concerned, 4-3-3 in front of goalkeeper Camille Grabara. The back four from right to left, Danny Simpson, Christopher Schindler, John Stankovic and Jayden Brown. The midfield three are Trevor Shalabar, Jonathan Hogg and Lewis O'Brien, with the forward three as Powell comes forwards here, can't take the ball with him, and Huddersfield clear. The forward three are Juninho Bakuna, Carlin Grant and Steve Mooney. 0-0 as Huddersfield put the ball out for another Stoke City throw right down beneath where we are, just next to where the Stoke boss Michael O'Neill is standing, clapping his hands at the moment, trying to encourage his team after a positive start in the opening 2.5 minutes.
It is an attacking lineup. I mean, obviously Clucas and Allen are sitting a little bit deep as a two, but Powell is basically playing up alongside Vokes.
Nothing comes from that throw, and Huddersfield will have one in their right back area. New Year's Day sport from BBC Radio Stoke. 2 other live games, Port Vale versus Macclesfield with Phil Sproson and Matt Sandoz is on DAB, and Crewe Carlisle with Pete Mawson, Graham McGarry is on 1503 medium wave. All 3 of our games goalless at the moment. Huddersfield go long from inside their own half. Smith with some defending to do here against his old club. Goes back to Butland. It's a dodgy, bouncy back pass to Butland on his left foot, but he dealt with that just fine and clears to halfway. Vokes head sideways, nowhere near a teammate, and now Huddersfield will come forwards down the centre, headed away by Bart. Smith helps it further on its way. Powell brings it down, guides it to Campbell, who can't return the ball back to Powell, and Huddersfield will break down the centre. Played forwards, looking threatening here. Danny Cowley's team at the moment. Shalabar to the right to Bakuna, who's got blonde hair, plays the ball midway inside the Stoke City half. They're looking threatening here. Jayden Brown forwards from left back, looking for movement, gets some. And all of a sudden it's Huddersfield's turn to string a few passes together.
Campbell was a bit slow there coming back to his defensive work, and that's a part, he's not used to playing out there in a wide position, so he's got to clue himself in fairly quickly.
Coventry 1-0 up at Tranmere in League 1, and in League 2 it's Cambridge 1, Mansfield Town 0, both latest scores. Goalless here at the John Smith Stadium, 4 minutes in. Stoke fans housed away to our right behind Jack Butland's goal, hoping for much better things from their team in 2020. Here's Martin Zindi in the left-back position for Stoke. Ward makes the bench but doesn't start. Martin Zindi's ball forwards to Powell, but stuck between Powell's feet, and that's why Huddersfield are able to come away with Bakuna standing just next to Michael O'Neill on this near side, the Huddersfield right. Chipped over halfway, Bart defends well. Lucas facing his own goal goes to Martin Zindi, and now Powell has space inside left. He's got McLean left of him, he's got Campbell making a run too, and the ball was too far behind him.
It was a poor ball. It was a great run from Campbell in behind, and he's played it short. He's got to be playing that ball in behind the defence, Powell.
This Stoke's first away league visit to Huddersfield for a couple of years. They last came here in the Premier League December 2017 in what was a 1-1 draw that particular afternoon. I know a lot of people fancy 1-1 today. Dennis wouldn't let me predict 1-1 because he says I sit on the fence, so I'm going for a 2-1 Stoke win, as we all are, here on the BBC Radio Stoke commentary team. And the ball's with Danny Simpson, the right back for Huddersfield. Long down the right, poor down the right, goes straight out for a Stoke City throw, midway inside their own half. Bolton lead Burton by a goal to nil in League One, and it's not Thibaut Verlinden who's got the Bolton goal this afternoon, but Bolton leading 1-0. Here it's goalless as Martin Zindi gets ready to take this latest Stoke City throw, and his bright yellow boots just down from where the Cowley brothers are standing. Ball headed back to Martin Zindi on the halfway line, and Bakuna goes tumbling over Martin Zindi. Free kick goes Huddersfield's way, and Bakuna's landed somewhat awkwardly. Just an innocuous coming together, really, Dennis.
Well, I mean, all Bruno's done was duck, and he's gone right over the top of him. I still can't work out if he's given a free kick what Bruno's done wrong there.
Well, Bakuna's faced Stoke twice before, scored an own goal in a 2-0 defeat in August 2018, but scored the winner in a 1-0 win in this season's reverse fixture, you might remember, back at the beginning of October. So he knows how to find the net at both ends against Stoke City. This time he hasn't found the net, he's just found the deck. And he's hit it with a right old whack, moves away, he's back on his feet, holding the back of his net, as Huddersfield through Simpson take the free kick. High to the edge of the Stoke area, defended well by a combination of Lindsay and McLean. Ball edge of the centre circle. Powell's been busy in this game so far, sends it high into the air. Campbell can't get there, but Joe Allen can. On halfway, runs into trouble. He's in a battle with Lewis O'Brien. He's not going to give up. O'Brien comes away with the ball and works it back to one of his defenders in the form of Stankovic. Good determination from Joe Allen, though, who
you always get that.
Moves elsewhere.
You always get that from Joe. You know you're always going to get that sort of determination.
Exeter one up at Forest Green in a big game near the top of the League 2 table. Both of our games in that division still goalless on BBC Radio Stoke, as this one is here between Huddersfield and Stoke City. Free kick Huddersfield to the left of the centre circle, pretty much on the halfway line, as Billy McKinley comes to join Michael O'Neill in the Stoke technical area, just surveying the situation with 7.5 minutes gone. Huddersfield go back to their goalkeeper, Camille Grabara, wearing all dark green this afternoon, high to halfway. Good flicked header won by Huddersfield. Bart with some defending to do, does it well, but then, well, still does it well, actually, never gave up. We thought he'd lost it, but did ever so well to recover the situation, and then Powell's awarded a free kick for a foul on halfway.
The referee's looking and wondering what to do and wait and see where the players make the decisions.
Yep, James Linnington from Newport, the man in charge. 47 yellows, 3 reds and 15 matches. Kept his cards in his pocket so far this afternoon. Certainly hasn't kept his whistle in his pocket. Been very busy. Lindsay with the Stoke free kick on halfway left side. Stoke fans in full voice away to our right behind Jack Butland's goal. Ball down the other end of the pitch at the moment. Cross field from Lindsay looking for Campbell, and not for the first time Campbell couldn't make it stick.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Vokes, but it needed to be in towards the area more than he hit it directly at him. You've got to put it in front of him so you can go and attack it.
Remember, if you're going back to work tomorrow, make sure you're tuned into John Akers at breakfast for all the morning's news, sport, travel, some cracking laughs with John. If you've not listened to him before he sat in this chair doing Stoke games for many, many years as the sports presenter, make sure you tune in. Make tomorrow the first time. If you've not listened, guarantee you'll like it. John Akers at breakfast, weekday mornings from 6:30. Here, Stoke have been awarded a free kick, inside right, about 35 yards from the byline, Dennis.
Yeah, good position. If we can get the delivery right, it's an opportunity.
Certainly is. And they've got a couple standing over the ball, Smith and McLean. Smith tries to take it quickly, too quickly for the referee's liking, so Stoke will have to wait. Two in the Huddersfield wall on the edge of the area guarding Camille Grabara's near post. 10th minute. Stoke with an opportunity. McLean will swing this one in with pace. Vokes with a header straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Offside flag had gone off anyway.
A good ball in, good opportunity, just get the timing right.
Sam Vokes knows how to score against Huddersfield. I mentioned in our build-up he's been directly involved in 5 goals in his last 6 league games against Huddersfield, scoring 2 and assisting 3, so let's hope that stat can improve even more today, starting ahead of Lee Gregory up top, wearing shirt number 9. He's got 5 for the season so far for Stoke City as Sam Vokes. Free kick taken by Huddersfield keeper Grabara as Brentford go 1-0 up at Bristol City in the Championship. Stoke go to Brentford in the FA Cup 3rd round on Saturday afternoon. Full commentary of that one to come here on BBC Radio Stoke as Bakuna miscontrols the ball on halfway, and Stoke will have a throw-in on this near side, the Stoke left. Brentford versus Stoke, 3 o'clock kick-off Saturday. Port Vale at Manchester City, 5:30 kick-off Saturday, and Crewe at home to Barnsley, 2 o'clock kick-off on Sunday afternoon. Every single Stoke Vale and Crewe game live once again in 2020 here on BBC Radio Stoke. Martin Zindi with a hopeful ball forwards, hopeless in the end, goes straight through to the keeper.
Yeah, it was on his wicker right foot, and he's tried a big diagonal for Campbell, and it doesn't come off.
Goalkeeper plays it high downfield, looking for the head of Mooney, headed away by Martin Zindi. McLean flicks the ball to halfway. Narky Wells has put QPR 1-0 up at home to Cardiff in the Championship, and it's now Bolton 2, Burton 0 in League One. Here, 0-0, bang on 11 minutes on the clock. Stoke go high towards Vokes, who does well to win a header, guides it towards Campbell's oncoming run, but defended well and cleared away by Huddersfield Town down their left.
Nearly. It was a hopeful ball forward, but Vokes has done well to get on. That's a free kick to Huddersfield.
Yeah,
he hasn't given it, but definitely.
Stoke got there first, clear it away, referee happy for play to continue. Campbell wins a header, knocks it down to Powell, who can't make it stick again. He's been hit and miss, Powell, so far. Huddersfield's ball out was poor. Allen has it back in the centre circle, and now Lucas edge of it. Decent tempo this game playing at the moment as Smith goes long, headed away by Huddersfield, and Jayden Brown will dribble it towards halfway. That's a foul by Campbell, pushing the back, free kick to the home team. Good on the eye at this game, Dennis.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's interesting. Campbell's playing out there, so he's got to get used to doing the defensive side of his job. He's looked to try and get him behind quite well, but the defensive side he's struggling a bit on at the moment.
Stoke looking to improve their form away from home, losing their last 4 away games now, but they've got Huddersfield today and then Brentford in the FA Cup on Saturday, so no time like the present to improve that form. Starting at the turn of the year, header won by Bart on halfway. Ball inside the centre circle, Allen brings it down. Martin's in the left back, in for Ward, goes back to goalkeeper Butland, who's wearing all red this afternoon, clears the ball from in front of the Stoke fans, who are just bursting into Delilah for the first time in 2020. Powell penalised down on the pitch, Huddersfield free kick inside their own half. 0-0.
Yeah, he didn't try to jump there, he just backed into the centre-back, and the referee's right to give that.
Big goal at the bottom of the table. Wigan have scored at Birmingham. Birmingham 0, Wigan 1, just 1 point separating the bottom 4 in the Championship coming into this afternoon. Does of course involve Stoke City, that bottom 4. Luton lost at Millwall earlier. The other 2 down there, or Barnsley rather should I say, play tomorrow. 2 Championship games tomorrow afternoon in total. McLean, or tomorrow evening, back to Martin Zindi. To Vokes on the halfway line, can't take it in his stride that time, asking a bit of Vokes to be fair to him, and Huddersfield will look to play out from the back. Here is Bakuna in a battle with Klukas and McLean. McLean penalised for a foul, and he's not too happy with that decision.
He's never happy with any decision, so that's a bit We're still having the discussion now and the game's going on.
Long ball forwards from a quickly taken Huddersfield free kick, too quickly for Carl and Grant's liking, runs out of space, and it's a Stoke City throw-in in their left back area. Burton have got one back at Bolton. Bolton 2, Burton 1. Goalless here, 14 played, also goalless. Vale Mack and Crewe Carlisle. Now, ball to Vokes, who picks it up. just inside the Huddersfield half. Excellent ball to the right to Tyrese Campbell, edge of the area. He's got Smith with him, cuts inside on his left foot here does Campbell, tees up Powell 25 yards out. Huddersfield have got back in numbers now, a little bit of momentum's gone out the move, but Stoke still have the ball. Smith, edge of the area, wide right, back to Allen. He's got 5 ahead of him here, Joe Allen. Finds Smith again, wide, Tyrese Campbell. And Stoke are being forced back. Good defending by Huddersfield, you have to say, once they got back into position. And Stoke try and come down the left this time instead as they give it to Bruno Martins-Indy. Huddersfield 0, Stoke 0 on New Year's Day. Martins-Indy's ball forwards is miscontrolled by Huddersfield. Powell with the ball across goal, and it's in! And it's Sam Vokes once again for Stoke City. He scores their first goal of 2020. And what a match to get it in. A big game at the bottom of the table, away at Huddersfield. And the Stoke fans go wild away to our right. Huddersfield 0, Stoke 1, Sam Vokes the scorer.
Big mistake, massive mistake by Huddersfield, but Powell was on into the shot across and Vokes is in there putting it away. That's just what we needed with this lineup, with the way that he's gone very attack-minded. We needed to score, and it's improved. Powell was involved with that one, and he's been involved a lot and not done a great deal positive. That was very positive.
Just what the doctor ordered, a quarter of an hour in. Can they hold on to it? Long way to go, but it's advantage Stoke at the John Smith Stadium. Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 1, here on New Year's Day Sport from BBC Radio Stoke. Huddersfield come down their right straight away on the attack. No nonsense clearance from McLean, but it's a reward, Dennis, for a good, strong, positive start.
That's a good start. And your stats have come good all at once. Vokes has scored against Huddersfield again. So it's only taken half a season for your stats to come good. That's not bad.
What they always tell you, Dennis, always listen to the stats. You won't have it, will you?
No.
But on this one occasion, I'm right.
Yeah. Gloat on it.
I will. I'll dine out on this for a long time. Fulham 0, Reading 1 elsewhere in the Championship. And we've got another Delilah now. And I'm not surprised. Great celebrations down the end, opposite to where the goal was scored. Through ball played by Huddersfield, looking for the run of Grant. Stoke taking no chances, clearing out for a Huddersfield throw. Liam Lindsay it was, he didn't want to take a risk there.
But he was right. Jack Butland was a bit late coming out. He made the decision, get it out to play. Don't score when the ball's out of play.
Huddersfield lose it from the throw. Allen comes away with it, back to Bart, high to halfway. Powell's header in field goes straight to a blue and white shirt. Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 1. Long way to go, but what a start. Here come Huddersfield down the right with Shalabar, ball into the 6 yards area, chance for 1-1. They want a penalty. Man's gone down in the area. I think that might have been Grant who took a tumble, Carlin Grant. Referee though not interested, and now Stoke are awarded a free kick to add further to the home supporters' frustrations.
I'm pretty sure it's not a penalty, but I think it's one you can understand them appealing for. It was a challenge, 50-50 challenge. Yeah, they're hoping more than anything else. It's frustration on their behalf. They've just gone behind.
It was Carlin Grant in a battle with Danny Barr. I suppose once he'd realised he wasn't going to get there, he thought, why not go down?
Why not? Yeah, he might get lucky.
Palomainley's put Crewe in the lead on 15:03 medium wave. Crewe 1, Carlisle 0. Stoke looking for a second here. Powell edge of the area left side. Huddersfield with a man down, and the referee's now stopped play. Stoke had lost the ball anyway. Powell getting into some good areas, Dennis. The ball's just not falling kindly for him at the moment.
Well, there he's got in. Something's happened between him and the defender. The defender stayed down. Powell was clear. He should have done better. But he's perhaps a little bit rusty. But I like the fact that how high up the field he's playing. He's playing as a striker, basically. Yeah, it's given them problems.
Danny Ings has scored again for Spurs. Southampton rather. Southampton 1, Spurs 0 at St Mary's in League 1. MK Dons 1, Bristol Rovers 0, and Tranmere 0, Coventry 2. Coventry doing really well at the minute. Port Vale leads against Macclesfield on DAB. David Worrell's got it. Someone predicted in our build-up that he'd score today, and he has done. Port Vale 1, Macclesfield 0. Phil Sprosson and Matt Sandoz over on DAB from BBC Radio Stoke with the commentary. 19 played here. Huddersfield 0, Stoke 1. I tell you what, I wish we could freeze the afternoon now. All three of our teams, a goal to the good. Lots of football.
Don't be negative, there's going to be more goals.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully for us.
Hope so. Martin Zindi with some defending to do here, doesn't do it particularly well. It goes straight to Bakuna, forwards to Carlin Grant, tries to play in Mooney. Stoke able to intercept and clear. Anywhere will do for Michael O'Neill's team with that clearance. And Huddersfield will have a throw in their right back area. Elsewhere, we've got another goal here. Fleetwood 1, Sunderland 0. Ched Evans has scored a penalty. But Stoke City leading at Huddersfield by 1. Sam Vokes goal to 0, coming bang on 15 minutes. Nicely taken. And it's a reward for Stoke being, you have to say, the better side in the opening stages of this game.
Well, it's been all one way.
Can Stoke get a second here as Allen wins it back with his head? Now here's Powell, 25 yards out, was always stretching to get there. Huddersfield clear it sideways via O'Brien. Stoke throw midway inside the Huddersfield half.
At the moment, they don't know how to pick Powell up. He's getting free all the time in that little gap in behind Vokes.
Michael O'Neill's name, the one being sang by the travelling Stokies at the moment. Martin Zindi back from Allen from the throw. Stoke have another one. New Year's Day sport from BBC Radio Stoke, live from the John Smith Stadium. Floodlights are on now. It was a gorgeous bright day when we arrived a few hours ago. It's gone a little bit grey and misty now overhead as Bakuna clears long down the right. Nigel Johnson, Dennis Smith and Lee Blakeman with you for this one this afternoon as Huddersfield again miscontrol it inside their own half by Jonathan Hogg. And it's a Stoke throw to be taken by Bruno Martins Indy, who's looked solid enough. Dennis coming back in at left back.
He looks very good. I thought he looked good the other day down at Fulham when he came on, and he looks like somebody who's desperate to play.
Martin Zindi digs out across from the left, looking for Campbell. He can't get there. Vokes will, though. Right side of the area. Rolls it back to Tommy Smith. Takes a touch. Clips it in field to Klukas on his left foot. Chipped ball in. Looking for McLean, who heads it down. Nobody there that time. Huddersfield able to clear to the midway point of their own half. And now here comes Bakuna again down the right. Early ball forward to poor one, but then that Liam Lindsay clearance wasn't much better. And Bakuna has it back down the centre. Through ball. Grant beats the offside trap, but can't keep hold of the ball. And James McLean will clear up towards the halfway line. Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 1, and there's a coming together between Klukas and a Huddersfield player. Klukas stays down, but Stoke on the counter-attack here with Campbell down the right. He's got Tommy Smith wide of him, picks him out on the byline. Smith's cross, looking for the head of Vokes, headed down, goalkeeper claws it away. Nobody can get there first to the rebound. Klukas is still down, but Stoke play on. Ball to the right to Smith. Klukas just getting back on his feet. Allen to Martin Zindi. Listen to the Stoke fans away to our right. They want a second goal here. They can sense one.
That was close.
McLean down the left. Dangerous deep ball in, a little bit too deep that time. To come off a Huddersfield defender. Can he prevent the throw? No. Stoke City ball. Stoke playing excellently, Dennis.
Yeah, playing very well. Unfortunately, they had another goal there. It's pleasing on the eye. I was looking at Klukas, he looks like he's up and about, and again he was badly fouled in the build-up to that last attack, but the referee played a good advantage.
It was one of those headers from Vokes. He didn't know whether he was going to knock it down or go for goal. He went for goal.
I think his boot Hogg there, if I'm not mistaken. He was in that challenge with Klukas.
Ball goes out for another Stoke throw on their right to be taken by Tommy Smith. Looking for movement ahead of him. Finds Powell wide on the wing, marked tightly. Nice back heel to Tyrese Campbell. Powell makes a run. He goes back to Smith though. Powell edge of the area. This is a great move. Through ball. Vokes! Oh, he couldn't quite connect with it. Defended well. Ball goes behind for a corner. It should be two, Dennis.
That was outstanding bit of play. Little flicks here and there, but all intelligent. And Vokes has got there and he's not really connected. And if he had done, as I say, it would be 2-0 up.
McLean with an in-swinger from the Stoke City right this time. Lindsay forwards from the back. Danny Bart 2. Allen and Klukas on the edge of the D. Up steps McLean, whips it in towards the 6 yards area, headed over the crossbar by Vokes. Referee had seen something anyway that he didn't like. We've had 23.5 minutes here at the John Smith Stadium. Good game, Stoke playing well, leading 1-0, and Nigel Johnson will take you to half-time.
Thank you very much, Lee. Free kick to be taken by Rabara, just to the right of his penalty spot. but Stoke certainly deserving their 1-0 lead up to now. As Grabara in a olive green outfit clears to this near side. Ball drops for Simpson, but his forward ball, well, I thought that had got into touch, but no, says the referee. But Stoke have the possession, but they nearly give it away. But Joe Allen steps in, wins it, gets it to Vokes. Vokes now splays the ball out to the right to Smith. Threads it forward to Tyrese Campbell, going down the right side of the penalty area on his left foot, trying to get the ball to Joe Allen. It's blocked. It goes to Smith. Smith twists it out to Klukas on the right, on his left foot. Tries to get a cross in, blocked. Picked up by Campbell. Gets the ball back to Bart. He spins it forward. That's cleared by Simpson. High up to the halfway line. Bart wins the aerial battle. Stoke pick up the ball with Klukas, who lofts it forward, but that's going to be gathered by the keeper left side of his penalty area.
But it's excellent. Yeah, we're pressuring them in there. They can't get out. It's one-way traffic at the moment, Nigel.
Well, Jack Butland hasn't really had much to do except one bouncing back pass.
And I hope it stays that way.
High ball forward by Bakuna, headed away to Klukas. Klukas back to Lindsay, just on the lip of the D. Plays a high ball out to the Stoke left. McLean's on the run. So is Grabara, and he gathers the ball on the edge of his area. Bowls it out underarm to the left to Stankovic, the Slovenian. Forward now to O'Brien, out on the left. Tucks the ball back to Stankovic. Stankovic going down the inside left channel, plays a high forward ball. Bart volleys it away, but Brown manages to get a boot on it for Huddersfield. Plays it forward, McLean battling, but Bakuna plays the ball back to Simpson. Simpson, little back heel to Bakuna. Bakuna threads the ball forward. Challenge going in by Lindsay, and Lindsay's going to be booked.
He's gone to ground too early there. It's a clumsy challenge.
Yeah. And it's going to be a free kick.
And yeah, they're a threat. They've got decent size, and they get the delivery right. They could give us problems on this.
It's going to be Bakuna to deliver, the Dutchman, former club with Groningen. And Bakuna will spin this ball in. He's halfway inside the Stoke City half, inside right channel. Clips it in now, dangerous, headed away well by Lindsay, and to touch on this near side. 28 minutes gone, Stoke City in the lead by 1-0. And it's going to be Bakuna to take the throw. He leaves it for Simpson, 20 yards from the corner flag, on the Huddersfield right, into Chalabar. Chalabar to Simpson. Simpson's forward ball cut out by McLean to Joe Allen. Joe Allen to Powell. Powell to Vokes. Vokes working the ball out to the left to McLean. This is good play by Stoke. McLean going down the left side of the box. In goes the cross. And that had to be cleared away by Stankovic for Stoke's third corner of the half. It was a good clinical attack there by Stoke down their left flank.
Very good tack, but if McLean had got it in a little bit earlier, Campbell had made a great run across the goal.
It's going to be an away swinger from McLean. Crew have gone 2 up against Carlisle. Crew 2, Carlisle United 0. In goes the corner to the near post. That's been cleared away by Mooney. Tries to work the ball infield. Powell blocks, but the ball drops for Mooney into the Stoke half, but it's cleared away by Joe Allen, but picked up by Mooney. Tripped by
Another booking, I think.
He wants a word.
Okay, that's fair enough.
He's going to have a word.
He's fortunate. I think the fans agree with me, Nigel.
Yes.
I think that's their own fans. But I think that's a booking.
Well, it's a deliberate trip, wasn't it? No doubt about that. And it's going to be another free kick that Bakuna will be able to take. Juninho Bakuna. And he's It's about 20 yards inside the Stoke City half, right of centre. And this ball can be clipped into that corridor of uncertainty. It is, but it's headed away by Bruno Martins. Indy and Huddersfield get their first corner of the game. And it's going to be the leading scorer, Grant, who's going to take it. It's going to be an away swinger unless he plays it short to Bakuna. His left arm's up, in it goes towards the penalty spot. A head goes on it, ball comes into touch on this near side. It was a clearing header by Lindsay, and Lindsay just doesn't know where he is for a moment. Clash of heads, but he got his header in there and cleared.
He got in front of Mounier, and Mounier's rubbing his head as well.
Chalabar trying to get round Joe Allen, and that's a goal kick.
And that's a good decision by the officials.
Yeah, that was
a difficult one, but a good one.
Yeah, Joe Allen just managed to flick the ball onto the attacker's leg. That was Chalabar, and Jack Butland will be able to take the goal kick. Left side of his 6 yards area. We've just hit the half-hour mark here, and Jack Butland will get ready to dispatch this ball into the Huddersfield half. Michael O'Neill and Billy McKinley are in the Stoke technical areas. Vokes heads on to McLean. McLean quickly whips the ball back to Klukas, to the touchline to Bruno Martins. And that's a 4-ball forward from him. It's cleared to Chalabar. Chalabar to Smith. To Danny Simpson, who drills it into the legs of Powell, and it's a throw-in to Huddersfield Town. Halfway inside their own half on the right, and Danny Simpson will get ready to take Stoke 1-0 in the lead here, thanks to Sam Vokes with his 6th of the season. And Danny Simpson get ready to launch. He does, up to the halfway line, but the ball's headed into touch by Mounier, and it's going to be a Stoke City throw that Bruno Martins Indy will take. He's taking his time.
They need to settle it down a little bit, please.
Joe Allen sprints over to take the throw in from him, but he changes his mind, and it's down the touchline, headed on by Vokes, cleared up to the halfway line by Huddersfield. Bart's there with a high forward header. Vokes is battling, wins the ball, gets it to McLean. He puts in a high cross. Goalkeeper comes, and he leaps, he gathers, because lurking behind him was Tyrese Campbell, who'd come in expecting a cross and looking for an opportunity, but goalkeeper Grabara can clear into the Stoke half. Bruno Martins Indy gets a head on the ball. McLean gets a boot on it, but the ball is cleared by Schindler to Simpson. Simpson high into the Stoke half. Joe Allen battling for the ball, wins it, and the ball is picked up by Bruno Martins Indy, who plays it back to Jack Butland, who clears from just on his penalty spot out to the Stoke right. Tyrese Campbell gets a head on the ball, but heads the ball into touch.
It's a poor kick there from Jack. It's got plenty of time to hit that cleaner than that.
And he put Tyrese Campbell into a bit of a problem, didn't it, on that far side. Stankovic from the throw-in lays the ball to the right to Schindler, now to Simpson, and the ball is onto this near side with Bakuna. Crew have gone 3 up now, and it's Powell that scored. Crew Alexandra 3, Carlisle United 0, and Port Vale are 1 up against Macclesfield. Here it's Hogg, lift of the centre circle, out to the right to Chalabar. Chalabar across the centre circle, picked up by Stankovic. He's been closed down by Vokes, but gets the ball into the centre circle for Chalabar. He'll clip the ball high for Simpson to take on his chest, moving forward. Gets past McLean, but McLean challenges. But there's a chance here for Chalabar just in front of the D. Lays the ball to the right to Bakuna. Bakuna will go to the touchline to Simpson. Simpson got a chance to cross, but he's been closed down by McLean. Plays the ball back to Bacuna, and his cross is cut out by Klukas. High from him, and racing on his Vokes, but Stankovic and Schindler combine and get the ball to Hogg, to Bacuna on the touchline, who goes back to his goalkeeper.
Klukas should get a better ball there, Nigel. He's got plenty of room to wet Vokes instead of hitting it over the top of him. It would have been it's a ball he should play easily.
Klukas, nice little clip ball. He was threaded forward and he's got Campbell away down the right. He's gone to the byline. He's rolled the ball back to Powell. Powell shoots that over the bar. It's a poor effort. He should have hit the target there.
Well, it's a shocking effort, to be honest, Nigel. Yeah, it's a good opportunity, a real good opportunity. We've got, we've dominated this half and we're one up and we should be more up, and we've got to do better than, that's really poor finishing.
Crewe Alexandra have added another. They're 4 up now against Carlisle United. What a season Crewe Alexandra are having, absolutely superb. And Watford have taken the lead against Wolves. Does the revival under Nigel Pearson carry on? QPR, I think, have taken the lead against Cardiff. They're 2-0. They're 2-0 up now. QPR against Cardiff, 2-0. Here Stoke are 1 up against Huddersfield Town, but Huddersfield Town have a free kick. Just right of centre, 18 yards inside the Stoke City half. And Juninho Bacuna will take it. He's their free kick man, and it's clipped into the box. It's headed by Klukas for a corner. Second corner for Huddersfield Town. Stoke have had 3, but the important statistic is Stoke are 1-0 in the lead, thanks to Sam Vokes. And a cross from Powell that gave him the opportunity to slide in and put the ball in the back of the Huddersfield Town net. In swinging corner, coming in from the from the left, headed away by the Stoke rear guard, and Sam Klukas puts his left boot into it and hoists a high ball forward. Campbell's putting pressure on Simpson. He heads the ball towards the penalty area. Simpson's on the deck, and there'll be a need to have some treatment for Danny Simpson. But
he'll get up. There was nothing in that at all, Nigel.
He is up. You're quite right, Dennis.
I think he was worrying that we'd get a chance.
The voice of Danny Smith, our summariser, again this afternoon. He's been an absolute stalwart over this festive period, and as Lee said a little bit earlier, all being well, he's at Brentford for the cup match on Saturday, as the ball is in the Huddersfield Town half with Stankovic. Out to the left where Bacuna's, he's allowed to roam all over the place. Ball into the box, that needs to be cleared. It is by Lindsay to Allen. Allen forward. Stankovic snakes out to boot to bring the possession back to the home side, and it's with Schindler who'll get it out to the right-hand side to Shabala. And the ball hoisted forward by Lindsay, nodded back by O'Brien, cleared away by O'Brien, picks it up again, lays the ball to the left. Bacuna's got it. Here got an overlapping run from Brown. Cross goes in. Campbell's sliding challenge wasn't on time, but the ball is cleared by Stoke, and Smith gets the ball away. And Stoke, it's returned into the Stoke half, and Campbell says thank you very much. Little 1-2 on that far side with Powell, and Joe Allen has it now to Smith. Smith back to Bart. Bart will launch it high. Vokes, the willing runner, putting pressure on Stankovic, but the ball goes through to the keeper, and he has to put it into touch. He come out of his penalty area, and it had to be safety first.
That's poor defending on their behalf, Nigel. They should deal with it easily. So we're happy with that. We'll just calm it down a little bit.
Throwing for Stoke, 20 yards inside the Huddersfield half, taken by Smith. To Klukas, back to Smith, who works the ball into the centre circle, where it's Lindsay. flights it to the left, but that's a poor ball. And
the idea was right, Nigel.
Yeah.
Execution was...
that was the problem, wasn't it? And McLean said he just made the hand signal, lob it over.
It's an easy little dink, even for a centre-back.
Well, you should know that, Dennis.
Yep.
Excuse me. As goal kick is taken by Grabara. Klukas gets a head on it to McLean on this near side. He hoists it forward, Schindler heads it away. Joe Allen collects. Joe Allen turns under a lot of pressure. People snapping and snarling into challenges this afternoon. But the ball is with Klukas for Stoke. He's got Smith on the run down the right hand side, uses him. Smith tries to get the cross in. Bakuna blocks it. And the ball's hooked away by Brown into touch on the far side. Quick throw in taken by Smith to Klukas. Klukas under a bit of pressure, plays the ball back to Bart, who will work it to Butland, who's come out of his goal on the lip of his D and clears high down centre field, headed away by Schindler to O'Brien. O'Brien nipping infield, just glides over the surface, O'Brien, but a good challenge by Smith on the far side, but O'Brien wins it back. He was formerly with Bradford City, O'Brien, and he's got the ball in the centre circle, touches it back to Stankovic, who's moving forward, threads the ball to the left to the striker Mooney. Ball knocked now to Grant. Grant trying to get into the penalty area. He said he was balked. The referee turns away and just has no comment to pass on that.
He just ran straight into Danny Barr. Danny Barr couldn't get out of the way. The ball was going out to play and he knew it. He was just trying to win something. There was no chance of him getting a free kick there.
It's going to be a goal kick, which Butland will take left side of his 6 yards area. Stoke City 1-0 in the lead. And Butland dispatches the ball with his right foot high into the Huddersfield half. Vokes commits a foul on Schindler, and it's going to be a free kick. Danny Simpson will take it. 42, but it's gone. Schindler standing over the ball, 20 yards inside his own half, right of centre. The keeper, Camille Gravard, is going to take this. As the Stoke back line has come up, they're roughly halfway inside their own half. As Grabara will get ready to take this free kick. Michael O'Neill moving around in his technical area as the ball's headed away. McLean whips it to the far side. Stankovic is there, clips a high ball to Brown. Brown's got support from Bakuna on the touchline. Bakuna coming in field, does a little pull back, left-footed cross in, and Butland at his near post. Difficult bounce just in front of him, but managed to get hold of the ball and drop to his knees, and then he'll get ready to clear. 43 minutes gone, 1-0 the Potters in front. Should have been more. And let's hope they don't regret that in the second half, because I'm sure Huddersfield will want a little bit more of the attacking rights, but it's Stoke at the moment with Vokes, drills the ball from 20 yards. That's over the crossbar, and I should imagine James McLean might have thought, well, I was there. Tyrese Campbell would have said, and so was I. One on the left, one on the right.
Yeah, I think he was greedy there, but I always find it difficult to have a go at strikers who have a shot. You want them to be shooting, but he got better options on there.
Birmingham have drawn level against Wigan. It's Birmingham 1, Wigan Athletic 1. And QPR 3, Cardiff 0. As Lindsay does well there against O'Brien, gets the ball out to the left, played forward. Schindler off the bounce, heads the ball into touch. Be a Stoke throw. O'Brien's just about, I thought he was picking himself up. He isn't. He's on his hands and knees.
There you go.
Yeah, he's up now, and he's trotting back into his own half, and Bruno Martins Indy will get ready to take the throw in within the 44th minute. And Bruno Martins Indy is just looking for his options. Lucas has come short, but he's going down the touchline to McLean. Ball headed away, and then Powell tries a very speculative effort from 25 yards, and he skews it well wide of the right-hand post. Goal kick to Huddersfield Town.
We haven't seen him for the last 15 minutes, I think and that's his first touch. It wasn't a good one.
Yeah. Goal kick taken. Ball on this near side. Mounier got a boot on it. Lucas got a head on it, so did Vokes. And Joe Allen hoists the ball towards the corner flag, and it's into touch for a Huddersfield Town throw. Preston 0, Middlesbrough 1. Well, it's amazing, this move by Middlesbrough, having been to the Riverside just before Christmas. I thought they were a very poor side, but they've certainly managed to start picking up points, and they're in front at Preston, and Preston as well seem to be losing the plot a little bit at the moment, as Joe Allen hoists the ball. 1 minute of additional time, whips the ball out to the right. Campbell chases it, gathers it, rolls it back to Smith. Smith's coming in field, threads the ball, trying to get Powell in, but the ball cleared to Bakuna on the edge of the box. He whips it high into the centre circle where Lindsay can play it forward. Powell wins the ball in the air. McLean whips the ball to the far side. It's Campbell. Campbell trying to get round his man. He does. He comes skipping past him, and he puts in a shot, and he's into crossbar. And then McLean volleys the ball over the bar, but the shot from Campbell hit the crossbar. It was a difficult shot to put in from where he was, but that's the closest Stoke have come to increasing their lead here at the John Smith Stadium.
The shot was deflected up onto the bar, come down. McLean possibly should have done better from the rebound, but it would have been a nice finish, and they deserve to be a couple up more than, you know, they've dominated that half. It's been one-way traffic.
They have indeed. They went in the lead, the Potters, in the 15th minute. It was a defensive error by Huddersfield Town which allowed Powell to move into the penalty area on the left. He put in a low cross, and there was Sam Vokes sliding in with the defender. Vokes getting his boot on the ball. Stoke in the lead. A Vokes header some 7 minutes later tested the keeper as well, and then, as we've seen or heard in that last few moments, Campbell putting in a shot from the right side of the box. Deflection, hit the bar, and James McLean rammed the ball high over the crossbar. Chance gone. Number of chances in this half to have increased that lead, as I said a little bit earlier. Let's hope that Stoke don't regret it in the second half, because after the first period of play here at the John Smith Stadium, it's Huddersfield Town 0, Stoke City 1. And here's Lee Blakeman.
And Nigel's now off to get some tunes or some lockets to be ready for his commentary in the second half, as the Stoke City Vice Chairman John Coates and Chief Executive Tony Scholes just walked past us, looking slightly more happier than they have done in recent weeks. Half time here at the John Smith Stadium. Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 1. A good scoreline that so far as as Stoke City are concerned. Elsewhere on New Year's Day Sport from BBC Radio Stoke, Crew absolutely flying, continuing to fly towards the top of the League 2 table. They don't lead 1-0, they don't lead 2, they lead 4-0 at half-time. They're still playing at the Alexandra Stadium. Daniel Powell's got 2 goals. He was brought back into the side recently as well, rewarding David Artell's faith that he's shown in the player. Powell with a brace, Ainley with 1, and a Nene with the other. And it's just gone half-time at Vale Park. Port Vale leading by what, by all accounts, was a bizarre goal from David Worrell. I've seen it compared on social media to Ronaldinho against England in the 2002 World Cup. So we'll chat to our match summariser on DAB, Port Vale legend Phil Sproson, in just a second. But as far as we're concerned, so far on the 1st of January 2020, it's good news for our 3 local teams. Vale, Stoke and Crew all winning half-time here. Huddersfield 0, Stoke 1.
Call 0800 121 8080. Text 81333 and start your message with the word Stoke, or get in touch on social media.
BBC Radio Stoke.
Still playing at the Alexandra Stadium, by the way. Crewe leading 4-0 against Carlisle. 2 games kicked off at 12:30 in the Premier League. Obviously both now finished. Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. Aspilicueta with the Chelsea goal. Johanbach with the Brighton equaliser, 6 from time. 1 apiece it ended at the Amex. Burnley 1, Villa 2 was the final score at Turf Moor. Wood got the Burnley goal after Wesley and Grealish had given Villa a 2-0 lead. Final score Burnley 1, Villa 2. Half-time in the 3 o'clock games of the Premier League. Newcastle 0, Leicester 2. Perez and Maddison with the 2 Leicester goals. Danny Ings has put Southampton 1 up at home to Spurs, and De La Feu has made it Watford 1, Wolves 0 at Vicarage Road. 3 go at 5:30. Manchester City versus Everton, Crystal Palace at Norwich, and David Moyes takes charge of West Ham for the first time since making his return as they host Bournemouth. 8 o'clock game comes from the Emirates as Arsenal host Manchester United. Full time from earlier on in the Championship, Millwall came from 1 down to beat Luton 3-1. In the 3 o'clocks, the half-time scores: Birmingham 1, Wigan 1, Bristol City 0, Brentford 2, Fulham 0, Reading 1, Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 1 here. Sam Vokes's goal, the difference between the 2 teams. Nottingham Forest lead Blackburn by 2 goals to 1. It's Preston 0, Middlesbrough 0. I think Middlesbrough had taken the lead in that game, but I don't know if it's been disallowed or what, because it's saying at the moment Middlesbrough have taken the lead. Preston 0, Middlesbrough 1. QPR 3, Cardiff 0, and it's goalless at Hillsborough between Sheffield Wednesday and Hull. The top 2 play each other in the Championship at 5:15 as West Brom host Leeds United. In League 1, AFC Wimbledon 1, Southend 0, Accrington 0, Rochdale 1, Bolton 2, Burton 3. Bizarre game there at the University of Bolton Stadium. Doncaster 1, Oxford 0, Fleetwood 1, Sunderland 0, Gillingham 0, Portsmouth 1, Lincoln 0, Peterborough 1, MK Dons 1, Bristol Rovers 0. 1 apiece at the New York Stadium between Rotherham and Blackpool. Tranmere 1, Coventry 2, and goalless in the battle between the top 2, Wycombe and Ipswich. The League 2 half-times just finally. Bradford 0, Morecambe 0, Cambridge 2, Mansfield 1, Colchester 0, Crawley 0, Crewe 4, Carlisle 0, Forest Green 0, Exeter 1, Grimsby 0, Salford 0, Newport 0, Cheltenham 0, Northampton 0, Stevenage 0, Oldham 0, Scunthorpe 1, Plymouth 1, Swindon 1, Walsall 1, Leyton Orient 0, and Phil Sproson. Talk us through that goal from David Worrell, which has made it Vale 1, Macclesfield 0 at half-time.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful strike from David Worrell. Good awareness, good pressure actually from Vale's midfield 3. Rushed Macclesfield into giving the ball away, and the ball fell to Scott Burgess, virtually centre of midfield. Scott Burgess looked up, saw David Worrell approaching towards virtually the right back spot of Macclesfield. Had a one-touch control, virtually just on the angle, right on the chalk. Looked up, I thought he was going to look for Bennett, but must have seen the keeper, who seems to be a little bit erratic, had come too far off his line. And an absolutely exquisite chip, almost like crossbar challenge, just dinked it over the top, and the goalkeeper backtracking, it ended up like a salmon in the back of the net. And a lovely goal from David Worrell. He won't score a better one. And but great work from the midfield 3 virtually made that for Worrell. I mean, great technique from Dave Worrell, but massive credit to the Vale midfield 3 that really hustled and pushed and forced the mistake out of Macclesfield. But Vale have been good going forward, enterprising, easy on the eye, especially when Burgess gets it. Taylor, a threat as usual. Good shot from him, good save by the keeper. We've whipped crosses in. David Amu's got a couple of crosses in. Worrell's looked a threat down the left-hand side. At 1-0, they're still in it. They are occasionally causing us problems. We're guilty of not stopping crosses coming into the box, mainly from the left-hand side. A couple of times down the right-hand side, we'll let players come off us. Ironside, the big number 9, got in between Gibbons and Leon Legg and headed over from 6 yards when maybe he could have done a bit better, although Leon Legg was heavily leaning into him like every good centre-back should be. But it's not dead, this game. Just feels one more goal would kill them off. But at 1-0, it's a bit precarious. But going forward, we do look good.
All right, Phil, thank you. Half-time at Vale Park. Port Vale 1, Macclesfield 0. Crew 4 up against Carlisle at the break, Pete Morse. What has been happening there?
You're very lucky to have me, Lee. The words of wisdom I had at the start. It's going to be a cagey game and it's going to be difficult. Really worth the wages. Anyway, look, listen, they've been unbelievable. I think the goals came in 17, 18 minutes and they completely dismantled Carlisle, who would just look completely beleaguered. Callum Ainley, I think it got on the end of a 16 pass move. It ended up down the right with Kirk and Green standing up. Callum Ainley, first league goal this evening, a crashing brave header. Not really what you used to from him, but credit for him to get in there. He set up the second, playing it into Powell. I think the next one was a 12 pass move or something similar, and ended up with and then he's finding Powell, who outmuscled his man and smashed it home from close range. And then the last one was possibly the best. Another move from back to front, ended with an Nene. He had options on the edge of the box. I thought he was just going to play it wide, but he's absolutely lashed the left footer right in the top corner. To be quite honest, they may as well stop and save it for Barnsley. I'm sure by the way, I'm sure the Barnsley guy who's doing the report for their team on Sunday for the FA Cup, I'd love to see that report, because Crew have been quite simply brilliant.
Great to hear, Pete. Thank you for now. Half-time at the Alexandra Stadium. Crew flying, leading Carlisle 4-0, cementing that place even more in League Two's top 3. Good news all round then. At half-time on New Year's Day, Crew 4, Carlisle 0, Port Vale 1, Macclesfield 0, and here at the John Smith Stadium, Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 1.
I think we are making progress.
Header from Joe Allen, and Stoke City are 2 up.
It's not where we want to be still.
It is work in progress, but I can see an improvement.
Puts in a challenge, does well. Good pressure by Stoke.
At the end of the day, it's about this club winning more football matches. I think there's enough belief in the group. This is far from a lost cause.
It's going to be a long battle, but I do think we'll get there.
If it happens in 2020, you'll hear it on BBC Radio Stoke.
Call 0800 121 8080. Text 81333 and start your message with the word Stoke. Or get in touch on social media.
BBC Radio Stoke.
Full live second half match commentary to come on our 3 games involving Stoke, Vale and Crew this afternoon. Later in the Premier League, David Moyes then begins his second spell as West Ham manager with a home game against Bournemouth. It's a 5:30 kickoff. Moyes says his team, which is 4th bottom of the Premier League, needs to find a way of playing to be successful, which is something he thinks he'd started to achieve the first time he was at the club.
I would love to come in here and use the word to you and say stability. But West Ham might need someone to take them through a period to give them a piece of stability. I want to try and get, and it's an easy word to use, I want to get an identity back to West Ham where the supporters can connect with it. And I genuinely think it, and I genuinely felt leaving this club here, we beat Everton 3-0 at the end of the season, we draw with Man United, we beat Leicester City. I definitely felt the supporters had seen or started to see signs of identity and something moving in the right direction. That's how I felt, and I can only say I meet loads of West Ham supporters everywhere I go now, and all of them have said the same. So I've got to get back to that, but I hope they all understand as well as we need to get back to winning before we get back to all the other fancy words and what we'd like to do.
David Moyes speaking ahead of West Ham versus Bournemouth, which kicks off later at 5:30. In cricket, the England bowler Jofra Archer is a doubt for tomorrow's second test in Cape Town. He's suffering with a right elbow injury and didn't bowl in training today. England's vice-captain Joss Butler has been speaking to the BBC's cricket correspondent Jonathan Agnew.
So, Happy New Year. Johnson, how's spirit in the camp?
Yeah, pretty good. I think it's nice to have a full squad at training. Obviously, nice to celebrate the New Year last night and come to this iconic test venue, isn't it? A really exciting time at the start of the year.
Yeah. How did you spend last night? Are you actually all able to socialise together again now, or are you still quarantine celebrations and so on?
No, yeah, everyone back together and all the families, which it's quite a large group out here at the minute, which is nice. Special times to spend with your families, and we had a really nice night.
How long is it taking to shake this off? I mean, you suddenly went down in the middle of the game, but I mean, you appear to be okay again now.
Yeah, I think a few days. It seems to drain you of a lot of energy, and obviously need to be quite sharp when you need to get to the toilet. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that it's gone around the team, but hopefully now, touch wood, that it's all gone, and we've got a full complement at training today, so that's nice.
Yeah, but you were literally in sort of separate dressing rooms, some of you, weren't you, during that last match and so on?
A little bit. I think the guys who had stayed back at the hotel, they managed to do some training as well, but it's sort of coming in when the other guys were on the field or out of the way. So I think you're trying to do everything you can to try and sort of minimise it, as the doctor was saying. But it is tricky when you're all travelling together and in the travelling circus.
Yeah, the captain was very keen not to sort of put excuse the performance for that. I mean, I think most of us have obviously said it must have been pretty difficult for that game. I mean, is that a fair comment? It must have been hard.
Certainly didn't help us, but I think, as Joe said, you don't want to hide behind that. I think in the game, the two key moments are having South Africa 111 for 5 and us being 140 for 3, and after first innings they end up with a 100-run lead. So that's really where I think the game was won and lost. We're very aware of that, but as it is, it's very easy to talk about those things and to notice them, but you have to go out and perform, and that's what international cricket's about.
Yeah. So this game, what do you take out of that first Test match that puts you in a good place for this game?
I think taking 20 wickets, obviously it was a sporting pitch at times. It made for some good cricket, but taking 20 wickets, the way Rory Burns batted in the second innings, I thought it's worth probably 150 on a few other wickets. So I thought that was fantastic. Showing that character, but they talk about trying to show that character in ahead of the game as well. I think at times we, it's when you're sort of back to the wall and the team shows a lot of character and fight and gets out of trouble. But can we do that on the front foot and get ahead of the game?
England's vice-captain Joss Butler speaking there to the BBC's cricket correspondent Jonathan Agnew ahead of England's second Test tomorrow in Cape Town. Teams on their way back out here at the John Smith Stadium. Huddersfield 0, Stoke 1. We will go our separate ways for commentary next.
My name is Tony. I live in Biddulph.
I like Biddulph because it's quite near to the countryside. We've got fantastic views of Mountcar.
I'm Ken. I'm from Sandbach. It's a lovely little market town.
I'm Paul. I'm from Norton. I love living here.
Passionate about Stoke, Staffordshire and Cheshire. BBC Radio Stoke.
This is BBC Radio Stoke.
Stoke ready to go for the start of the second half. We're still waiting on Huddersfield. What will the message have been, Dennis Smith, from Michael O'Neill during the interval?
Basically, carry on doing what you're doing. They're by far the better side. They should be more than one up. That's the worrying bit. But I think the hard talking would have been done in the Huddersfield dressing room. They can't put in a performance like that. You wouldn't expect the second half. If they do, we'll win comfortably because they were never in the game, and we've got to continue to do that. Control the game, keep on top of them, don't give them a smell, and we'll prove we're good enough to be out to that bottom three. And it's important that we do. Today we've seen the team which is above us in the league, and we've looked 100% better.
What's impressed you the most from what you've seen so far?
Well, I like the change of the shape. The two more sitting midfield players and Powell basically playing up front. I think he's done well, but I think Martin's Indy at left back for me has been the best player. I think Martin's Indy's been outstanding at left back. So generally, you look round and go, the shape's good, Vokes looks better and won more headers than I've seen in all season. So that side of it looks good. Obviously the goal's going to give him confidence. Campbell looks as though he's desperate to get in the box and score goals. And I like that. Every time he gets it, in his mind you can see he's trying to get a shot at goal no matter where he is. And that's what happened just at the end, and he was unfortunate not to score.
Huddersfield players are back out here as well. Second half will start imminently. I meant to say to you during the commentary, goal today, goal on Boxing Day. Sam Vokes looks like a completely different player.
He looks sharper. is actually getting off the ground, which helps. And he's running, everything about him looks better. It looks better. He obviously one of those lads who needs games.
We're off and underway for the second half. Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 1, live on BBC Radio Stokes, New Year's Day Sport, 94.6 FM and Freeview Channel 726. Dennis Smith, Nigel Johnson and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team here this afternoon as Huddersfield kick from right to left, Stoke kick from left to right, attacking the end where the away fans are in this second half. Balls with Bacuna for Huddersfield on this near side. Back heel finds Jayden Brown. Back to Bacuna again. Neither manager making any changes during the break. Bacuna then goes and tackles one of his own players here, but comes away with the ball anyway. Took it off Grant, plays the ball in field. McLean right place, right time to intercept, and will guide the ball to the left to the man who impressed Dennis Smith in the first half, one of many, in Bruno Martins-Indy. Header won defensively for Huddersfield by Schindler ahead of Vokes, and it's brought down by Shalabar on the halfway line. Long ball down the right, cleared away by Liam Lindsay, who came over to the left back position to cover for Martins-Indy. Vokes tries to hold the ball up just inside the Huddersfield half, does enough to force it McLean's way. Now Klukas back inside left to Lindsay. He hits it long. Stoke player stumbles that time in the form of Nick Powell, and that's why it's back with Bacuna down the left. Poor from him. Campbell intercepts, shrugs off one challenge, can't shrug off the recovering one of Bacuna. He comes away, good through ball, flag stays down, danger here because Carlin Grant's in for Huddersfield. Good save by Butland at his near post.
Obviously bad communication there between Lindsay and Bruno Martins-Indy has dropped deeper and left the lad on side. It was a difficult angle for him to score from, but it was, from their point of view, it was an attacking opportunity where they possibly would expect to score.
First corner of the second half, it's gone Huddersfield's way, in swinging from the left, it goes towards the back post and headed in! And Huddersfield are level, and it's taken them just a couple of minutes since the restart to get themselves back at 1-1, cross swung in, headed at the back post, no chance for Butland. Huddersfield 1, Stoke 1.
He's got a free header. It should not be getting that much of a free header. He's lost his marker. It's a good header from their point of view, from our point of view. It's awful marking.
Steve Mooney got it. Just confirmed by the PA, but we're back level, and it's exactly what Michael O'Neill will have been saying at half-time, not to allow to happen.
It's poor start to the half, and we've got to get ourselves back in it again.
Huddersfield have it inside their own half. They go long, looking for the run of Mounier again. Comes colliding with Lindsay. Free kick goes Huddersfield's way, down the right. And the referee's going to want a word here, I think, Liam Lindsay.
It's an accident. I mean, he hasn't deliberately brought him down, so he can't book him for that. He might want a word, but it was an accident.
And he got the goal moments ago, and now he's involved in the thick of the action again. 4 minutes gone in the second half. One apiece, Huddersfield Town and Stoke City, and now Huddersfield with a free kick, edge of the area, right side. Plenty of blue and white shirts in the Stoke area to try and make it 2-1 for Huddersfield. Stoke with every single person back defending here, every single one of their players trying to make sure that Huddersfield don't score twice in quick succession. Ball whipped in, Butler's not done there, it's no goal! It's come off Danny Bart, and 2 balls into the Stoke penalty area in the opening 5 minutes of the second half have completely ripped Michael O'Neill's team into pieces. Brilliant in the first 45, awful at the start of the second half, and Huddersfield have flipped this game on its head. Huddersfield 2, Stoke City 1.
That is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's a good ball in, but it should be dealt with. I mean, Danny Bart's caught on his heels, it hits him and goes in. But mean, it's for its game that we've totally dominated, to now be behind is absolutely farcical. It's up to us, up to them. We'll see now what they're made of. They've got to get back into this, and quickly. It's frighteningly bad.
2 balls, 2 set pieces into the area. Here comes Stoke down the other end. Powell to McLean, edge of the Huddersfield box. His cross goes in, goes past everybody and behind for a goal kick. Dennis, that's training ground stuff, isn't it? Set piece defending.
Set piece defending. I mean, the quality of the balls in were good, but Mounier, you know, is a good header of the ball. He's got a free header for the first one. You know, he should not be getting off the ground. There should be people that close to him. Well, the second one, it's again a good ball in, but it's hit Danny Barth on the far, but it should never get through that far. It's just, I'm fuming at the moment, so let's see if we can get ourselves back. And we can still win this, because that's the only twice they've been in our half.
Here comes Stoke now, down the right with Smith, midway inside the Huddersfield half. Charlie Adams made it Fulham 0, Reading 2, and it's QPR 4, Cardiff 0. Stoke to the edge of the area, Campbell right side, Powell in support, peels in from the wing, low ball into the area, was basically a pass straight to the goalkeeper. Watford 2, Wolves 0 in the Premier League. Decore with Watford's second goal, and the former crew midfielder Luke Murphy has been sent off for Bolton in their game against Burton. Here, the Huddersfield fans all on their feet, clapping their hands, because they are celebrating what's been, from their point of view, an excellent start to the second half. From Stoke's point of view, it's been disastrous, awful, naive defensively, and just all round not good enough. Ball headed out by Bart, throw in Huddersfield, 25 yards from the corner flag. They thought about taking it quickly, but then thought, well, we're 2-1 up, why bother?
Oh, they'll waste the time and everything. They know they're playing against a team who are better than them, as proved in the first half. So they'll break the game up. They'll do everything now to make it very, very difficult for Stoke.
Short throw on this near side. Allen does well, digging in, wins the ball back and clears it to halfway on the turn, looking for Vokes, who gets there first. Good determination from him. Turns away from one man, but turns into trouble in the form of a second. Still manages to poke it to Campbell, though, who wins Stoke City a throw-in next to Michael O'Neill and Billy McKinley. Tommy Smith takes it quickly, playing against his former club at right back today. Back to Bart, who was unfortunate to get hit by the ball for the own goal. Butland came diving out low, didn't get there, hit Bart, and that's what made it 2-1, as Bakuna has it back now for Huddersfield down the left, midway inside the Stoke half. He's running at Joe Allen, checks, goes back to Hogg. New Year's Day sport from BBC Radio Stone. Huddersfield lose it and Campbell comes away with it. Powell runs into Shalabar. Is that a foul by Shalabar? Powell, no, says the referee. Huddersfield can't make it stick. Bart hits it long and it carries all the way through to goalkeeper Camille Grabara for Huddersfield. The game's going to get stopped though here, because Nick Powell is down on the halfway line. Heavy bit of contact. The game isn't going to be stopped actually. Huddersfield continuing to play on. Nick Powell very, very slow getting to his feet. Huddersfield just passing the ball around in their own half at the moment.
Which they're entitled to do. It's up to the referee to stop the game.
Been a few words on this near side between two management teams about what on earth was going on there. Powell back on his feet now and trying to win it back off Bakuna. Huddersfield 2, Stoke City 1. 54 minutes of the game gone here. Disastrous 5 minutes. Stoke conceding from 2 set plays in the first 5 minutes of the second half. And it's back with the man wearing all green in the Huddersfield goal, Camille Grabara. Elsewhere, Crew 4, Carlisle 0 and Port Vale 1. Macclesfield 0 on DAB. Now Joe Allen does well in the midfield, pokes it to McLean, edge of the area. McLean on his left foot, shot, blocked. Huddersfield scramble clear via Bakuna. Martin Zindi dives in with his head, but can only head it to a blue and white shirt. Bart does well, but was too keen to do well and gets penalised for a foul.
It's just frustrating to say the least.
And if you're a Stoke fan and you want me to make your New Year's Day even worse, Wigan 2-1 up at Birmingham via an own goal. Birmingham 1, Wigan 2. Here the referee is just having a word with a couple of Huddersfield players.
Grant's just got booked.
Grant it was who was waved the yellow card.
Yeah, I mean, he's complaining about the free kick. He was lucky to get a free kick. I wasn't sure it was one, and there he's just saying he's getting roughed up.
Four professionals busy with the two management teams on this near side. Newport 1, Cheltenham 0 in League 2, and in the big game at the top of League 1, Wycombe 0, Ipswich 1, and we're just hearing Macclesfield on level at Vale Park. Over on DAB, Port Vale 1, Macclesfield Town 1. Jay Harris with the equaliser there 11 minutes into the second half. Long ball forwards here, headed on by Huddersfield. This game will be over if they get a third goal. Fortunately though, Smith can guide it back to Butland with his head.
You can't see, unless they get another set play, where they're going to get a goal from.
No, Stoke have been so solid, but from two set plays, just amateur stuff. Campbell, is he going to get penalised here for a push? Yes, he is, on Jaden Brown. And the Huddersfield fans want Tyrese Campbell in the book. No yellow card shown. Free kick to Huddersfield, which, once again, they'll take their time in taking. On the Stoke City bench, by the way, Davis, the substitute goalkeeper. Outfield players, Ward, Ince, Gregory, Cousins, Collins, Woods. Long ball forwards by the home team. Down the left, worked back to Hogg, one of two Huddersfield players on a yellow card. Tries to feed the ball through to Grant, who was up there. It's cleared away, ball high back at Stoke. Bart heads backwards, Smith hoofs it forwards. Vokes loses out aerially to Stankovic on halfway, and it's back with Hogg again. Is that a foul by Allen? No, says the referee. Looked like one, but Vokes will carry on playing anyway. Ball to the right to Tyrese Campbell. Three in the centre if he can pick one out. He's still going here, Campbell down the right, sends it across. It's a Woods Powell, and it's 2-2! Wonderful goal! Brilliantly taken by Nick Powell for his first competitive goal. It's Stoke City colours. It's a big one as well on New Year's Day. Nick Powell makes it Huddersfield 2, Stoke 2.
I'll tell you what, it should be 2-0. They've got 2 goals. We deserve to have 2 goals. They don't. But great bit of play by Campbell. Powell's proved his point. You know, the chance of playing in there. It's so frustrating only to be drawn in at the moment. I'm struggling to enjoy us equalising.
I'll tell you what, they made it look that simple. I thought play had been stopped for a second. Campbell, quality ball in, easy ball in, and Powell with the easiest of drilled finishes into the bottom corner, showing what he can do. It's taken him a while to get his first Stoke goal, but finally he has it. And now it's back with Vokes on halfway. Allen in the centre circle, 2 apiece here on BBC Radio Stoke. Smith down the right, game well and truly on. Tyrese Campbell. And it is a good watch, it has to be said. As bad as Stoke were defensively at the start of the second half. QPR 5, Cardiff 0, and Macclesfield have turned things around at Vale Park. Port Vale 1, Macclesfield 2 on DAB. Here, Huddersfield with a throw-in midway inside their own half, and it's the Stoke fans' turn to sing again.
I think we need to go away from this game with a win for us to be happy now.
Absolutely. And that's coming from a former defender who's seen the way they work in the set plays and isn't happy in Dennis Smith, but
shocking.
Stoke at that level, that's the most important thing. And they're on the front foot here. Allen, aerially to McLean, loses out in the air to Danny Simpson with his head. 58 and a half gone, 2-2. And it is, as I said a few seconds ago, brilliant to watch this match. You don't know which way it's going to go. McLean, poleaxed by Simpson. And that's a definite free kick for Stoke City. And I think the referee is going to show a card.
He's got
Danny Simpson. Yeah, Simpson protests his innocence, but he poleaxed McLean.
Yeah. McLean did him, he just took him out. I can't see what he can complain about.
Carlisle have a goal back at Crewe, but Crewe still lead on 15:03 medium wave by 4 goals to 1. Nottingham Forest 3, Blackburn 1 as the latest championship scoreline. 2-2 here as we tick towards the hour mark. McLean with the Stoke free kick wide on the left, whipped in, flicked on by Clucas, and Bart couldn't quite get there. Wide of the target for a goal kick.
Well, his Vokes was right on the end.
Well, wasn't he?
Right on the end though, and nicked it wide, I think.
The free kick was whipped in. It was waiting for Vokes. He and Bart The pair of them threw themselves at it. Oh, and Lindsay was there as well, hiding behind a defender. 3 players couldn't quite poke it goalwards.
Couldn't get it on target.
It's all going on here at the John Smith Stadium, where we have had exactly an hour. It's 2-2. And which way the next goal is going to go, I have no idea. Stoke on top at the moment, though. Good work, Powell. Was he fouled? No, says the referee, but McLean comes away with the ball. Turns away from 2. Exciting stuff going forwards by Stoke again. McLean's cross. Blocked. Corner.
Let's see if we can score off one.
Stoke have a man down the other end. So a few concerns. And it's going to delay this corner being taken. It's going to slow down the Stoke City momentum as well. It's Nick Powell who's been caught inside his own half, having just brought Stoke level at 2-2. And physio Dave Watson has been called for here. So a break in play. Dennis, 15 gone in the second half. How would you assess what we've seen?
Well, after their 2 goals, we're back to what the game was, with us totally in control. It's just so frustrating to let goals in like that. They are absolutely shocking goals to be letting in from set plays straight after half time. They've obviously not got their heads clued in to get going straight away, and fair play to Huddersfield. If I was Huddersfield, I'd be happy. And as a Stoke fan and a defender, that was awful defending both goals.
Nick Powell getting some extensive treatment down on the pitch. He's back on his feet. Looks like he's going to be okay to continue here. Vale level. It's all going on at Vale Park as well. David Amu has made it Port Vale 2, Macclesfield Town 2. Elsewhere in the Championship, Fulham 1, Reading 2. Cavaliero's got one back for Fulham. And in the Premier League, Wolves have one back at Watford through Pedro Neto, but Wolves still trail by 2 goals to 1. That Amu goal for the Vale coming on 62 minutes. Crew still leading 4-1 against Carlisle. Here it's 2-2, and Stoke have their first corner of the second half, which is whipped in by McLean towards Campbell and Bart, but headed away by Huddersfield. Powell back on the pitch and has the ball at his feet. Skips past 1 to the edge of the area on his right foot. Fouled. Stoke free kick, and that is what Nick Powell, when he's at it, is all about.
You got it right when he's at it. But it's, I mean, he's just been hardly able to walk there, and he's so light on his feet there. It's brilliant. So what we need is, we're getting free kicks, we're getting corners. Let's get an end product.
This free kick level with the edge of the area, inside left. Really good opportunity now for Stoke if McLean can get this one right. 62.5 minutes on the clock here at the John Smith Stadium on New Year's Day. 2-2 in a big game at the bottom of the Championship table. Stoke led, then trailed, and are now level. And the referee's going to come over to this near side to have a word with the 4th official about something.
They're obviously having trouble with the 2.
Not sure if it's Danny Cowley or Michael O'Neill, both going towards the 2 officials. The referee just having a word with both managers. Interesting to see what he's going to do here, James Linnington, but it's delaying this free kick being taken on the pitch. Yeah, the 2 not happy with each other. I think the referee's saying, look, guys, just calm it down a bit. It's a longer discussion. Michael O'Neill's now left it, but it's going on even longer with Danny Cowley, and eventually nothing happens. That was all well and good, wasn't it? Nice little New Year's reunion, maybe.
I mean, it's things do kick off now and again, but you've got to be grown up about it and just smile and get on with it.
Here we go then, free kick edge of the area left side, McLean to take, 64th minute. Whips it in, it's low with pace, cleared to the edge of the area, and Bakuna will drill it further away, over halfway. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Hull 1 in the Championship, and MK Dons 2, Bristol Rovers 0 in League 1.
That's a poor free kick in from James McLean there.
We were saying how important it was for him to get the delivery right, weren't we?
Yep, and he didn't.
Something's kicked off down here, because the 4th official's just had a word with one of the security people down below us as well. Something's not right down there. The referee's just been over. Just keeping an eye on what's going on the touchline here. On the pitch, it's 2-2 in a great game. Ball high inside the Huddersfield half. Dennis Smith, Nigel Johnson and Lee Blake were with you on the first day of 2020. Allen's been fouled down the left, and this game's starting to get a little bit dirty out on the pitch. Allen goes down, and the referee showed a yellow card this time. to Lewis O'Brien, I think that was. Yes, indeed it was.
Yeah.
Becomes the fourth Huddersfield player.
He's just kicked him there. He's lucky with only a yellow card.
Free kick Stoke on the left, level with the edge of the centre circle, to be taken by Bruno Martins Indy. Lindsay forwards from the back to the edge of the D. So too Danny Barr. Powell and Vokes are up there. Martins Indy's diagonal delivery. Goalkeeper comes a long way. Can only punch it. It drops for Campbell. It's dipping. It's there! Tyrese Campbell with a brilliant dipping shot from the edge of the area. And Stoke, having been 2-1 down, lead at the John Smith Stadium. A dance from Campbell. Another goal from Campbell. And it's Huddersfield 2, Stoke 3.
I mean, the Huddersfield goalkeeper wants locking up. He's got no need to be coming there. But the way he's taken the opportunity, it's a great finish. I mean, the ball's dropped out to him at the edge of the box. One touch, pick his spot, right in, absolutely top quality.
I think what you should say on the streets at this point is, boom, what a turnaround, Dennis, what a game.
What a game. We should be 3-0 up now. I'm still not happy about that too, but I'll get round to it.
But Rich.
Yeah, that was a brilliant finish. That lifts you when you see. And he's been desperate to get in on the goal scoring now. So I'm delighted for the lad.
Left foot, dipping, edge of the area, goalkeeper in no man's land. But as far as Stoke City are concerned, I don't think no man cares about that, because it resulted in Stoke City taking the lead. Here come Huddersfield down the other end, looking to put a stop to that. Huddersfield 2, Stoke 3. Elsewhere, QPR have gone 6-0 up at home to Cardiff. What's going on there? Coventry 3-1 up at Tranmere in League One, and it's Wycombe 1, Ipswich 1 at the top of League One. Stoke fans loving their New Year's Day afternoon behind a goal that Tyrese Campbell's just scored in. What a match. It's not over yet though. Important to remember.
It's far from over.
We have had
both sides are defending.
4 goals in the first 21 minutes of the second half. They're flying in at either end. We were all wrong with the 2-1s, weren't we? 3-2 now.
But you didn't go for your 1-1.
Thank God you helped me down off that fence.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We've got another Delilah. Lindsay, forwards from centre-half for Stoke, looking for Vokes, headed away by Schindler for the home team. Is there a foul by Lindsay? No, says the referee. Ball to the left to McLean. Hits it long. Nobody's running after that one. It's going to carry all the way through to goalkeeper Grabara as Middlesbrough go 2 up at Preston. Preston 0, Middlesbrough 2. It's also Lincoln 1, Peterborough 1. Elsewhere on New Year's Day Sport from BBC Radio Stoke. Crew 4, Carlisle 1 on 1503 medium wave. Vale 2, Macclesfield 2 on DAB. And here on FM and Freeview, Huddersfield are on the attack looking to make it 3-3. It's 3-2 Stoke lead. Ball played in, repelled by Martins Indy. Huddersfield have it back down the right, into the area once more. Couple of step-overs, shot blocked by Bart. Ball to the edge of the area. O'Brien can't make it stick, neither can Hogg. And Klukas will clear up to Vokes on halfway, who's fouled. Awful foul that.
That's a stupid foul. He should be a booking actually. That is a stupid foul.
Schindler it was.
But the game's out of control. Meunier's giving us the centres as problems, giving both centre-backs problems in the air. Every ball forward, this half he's winning.
Well, it's been a great game and it's not over yet. We've still got a quarter of it to go. Huddersfield 2, Stoke City 3, Dennis Smith and Nigel Johnson to full time.
Thanks, Lee. Stoke City free kick inside left channel, just inside their own half. Bruno Martins Indy launches it. Vokes is rising, he gets his head on it, but that's going to be cleared by Simpson. Bruno Martins Indy lets it bounce, controls it out on the Stoke left, into Klukas. Klukas tried to get the ball down the left flank, doesn't manage it. A foul is committed on that far side by Klukas.
This is going to get out of order the way at the moment, Nigel. The referee's got to get a grip. Perhaps needs to call the captains together and calm things down.
Another high ball down towards the Stoke penalty area, headed away by Lindsay. And again, as it bumped back, this time Klukas holds the ball high. And Vokes heads on. And the shot going in by Campbell. And Campbell's got his second and Stoke's fourth. It was Vokes who headed it on. Campbell shrugged off a challenge and drilled the ball with his left foot into the left-hand corner It's now Huddersfield Town 2, Stoke City 4, Dennis. By Jingo.
Nigel, I'm applauding. That is great finishing from the kid. His anticipation is absolutely brilliant. He's got on the end of it. One touch, bang, in the bottom corner. Two great finishes from the kid. Absolutely different class.
Oh, that's been superb. Hodge come off for the home side. And Fraser Campbell said they're throwing a striker on. Fraser Campbell.
Nobody knows what this is going to finish up, Nigel, the way this is going.
Well, that's right. Fraser Campbell's on, but it's Stoke City 4-2 in the lead.
It definitely was never going to be a 1-1, was it?
Well, you've got Lee out of jail.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But Stoke have got to be professional. They don't want to throw this away. They were committing harry-carry at the start of the second half with their defending. It was 3 minutes of madness at the start of the second half. They were 1-0 up and suddenly found themselves 2-1 down. But then they battled back with Powell bringing them level again at 2-2. And then Campbell, lovely lob over the keeper who come to the edge of his area to punch the ball for a free kick. Why on earth, as Dennis said a short while ago, why on earth he was out on the edge of his area? Unbelievable when he was in the knot of defenders. But it was cool, calm, collected by Campbell.
And greatly executed, Nigel. I mean, that is not easy.
Oh, it was superb. That made it 3-2, and then Campbell, Vokes heading it down to Campbell and superbly taken edge of the area, just drilled it to the keeper's left. Keeper no chance. Still moving forward now with Powell. Powell and McLean combining on the left-hand side into the cross. Vokes couldn't get his boot on the ball at the near post because that could have been number 5.
It was very close, great ball in, lovely bit of interchange between Powell and McLean. Powell has made a difference playing that position further forward. We've looked far better going forward. Haven't looked too clever defensively, but we've looked far better going forward.
Well, you did say before the game started that, if I remember correctly, that by having that attacking formation, they could find themselves exposed at the back.
Yeah.
So what you were saying then, you've been justified, haven't you?
Except I didn't expect them being exposed on set plays, Nigel.
No, okay, fine. Throwing on this near side, Brown to take it, 10 yards inside his own half. The left-hand side for Huddersfield, flicked on by Mounier. But there's Lindsay, Bartrod to play the ball back to Butland, who spins a high ball to this near side. It's headed back on this near side by Mounier again, who dropped back once Campbell got the ball. Free kick's been awarded and there's another substitution. They're taking off Simpson. Simpson's coming off, and they're bringing on their number 33.
Yeah, he's a full-back again. I'm pretty sure he's a... So he's going in at right back. I think he generally plays at left back.
Hadji coming on. Hadji.
I'm glad you said that one, Nigel. I didn't bother. I looked.
Hadji Niles on. Well, to be quite honest, Dennis, as the ball's in the Stoke box, it's cleared by Clucas to this near side, and Campbell holds it up. I was waiting for the PA to I hope I took my headphones off just to check, because Martin Spinks had pointed it out before the match and said, I hope he doesn't come on. I said, you don't want him to come on. Well, how do you think I feel? And poor old Lee, and you as well, Dennis.
Well, I was looking at it and thinking, Campbell's away.
He's going down the right. He's got a chance to get in the box, but he's well marshalled. Schindler, the captain of the Terriers, coming across and whipping the ball off his toe for a Stoke City throw.
Well, it'd be desperate for his third now. I mean, he was desperate. He looks as though he was in that sort of business. He wanted to score. It's funny, you can tell with players, and he's taken his 2 chances brilliantly.
Smith takes the throw to Campbell, back to Smith. Smith forward to Powell. Powell, little back heel. Smith goes down, play on, says the referee. As Powell tries to... Smith tries to stop the clearance. The clearance goes forward. Bart heads the ball back. Campbell has it. Touches it forward to Powell. Powell brings the ball down well. Lays it for McLean. McLean's going to the byline on the right and then puts a shot cross that goes across the face of goal and into touch on the far side. Stoke City 4-2.
I thought the goalkeeper got a touch. Yeah, the goalkeeper got a touch. Yes.
There's an announcement there that there's been probably some racial comments that have been passed, and there's a PA announcement that has gone out that this is not to be acceptable or tolerated. And so that might have been something that Lee was referring to in commentary when he said that security people were involved with the 2 dugouts. I mean, there was a little bit of aggro between the 2 dugouts with the coaches, but obviously something else has been going on, and they've made an announcement now that this will not be tolerated, and it shouldn't be tolerated either.
I think it's just incredible in this day and age that people are so thick.
Stoke have got a free kick out on the far side. James McLean is going to take it a yard in from the left-hand touchline. He's rolled it across. Bruno Martins Indy's flicked it in. It's headed away by the centre-back, Stankovic, and cleared up to the centre circle. Not back by Smith. Headed out by Stankovic again, but Stoke tried to move forward. Brown intercepts, but the Huddersfield attack is broken down. And the ball's worked to Powell on the Stoke right. He touches it back to Smith. Smith now chips it in to Campbell. Campbell rolls it to Joe Allen. Joe Allen first touch to Klukas. Klukas out to Bruno Martins Indy on the left. He threads it forward to James McLean. James McLean back to Bruno Martins Indy. Infield to Vokes. Vokes challenged, but Bruno Martins Indy is able to get the ball to Allen. Birmingham 1, Wigan Athletic 3. So it's a good job that Stoke are in the position they are, as Campbell says to Powell, slot it forward for me. And he puts a challenge in. It doesn't get to him, but he stops Stankovic from clearing, and it's a goal kick as it came off the boot of Tyrese Campbell. Goal kick, right side of the 6 yards area. And we've had 33 minutes of the second half, 78 minutes, 12 remaining. As Klukas gets a head on the ball, Allen rises, he can't get his head on it, but Bart gets a boot and hoists the ball to the halfway line. The ball's knocked back by Chalobah. But Stoke clear the lines once again, and Vokes is battling for it, but battling too enthusiastically, and he fouls Chalobah, and it's going to be a free kick just to the right of the centre circle for Huddersfield Town. It's Stoke City 4-2 in the lead. They were 1-0 up at half-time, and then they committed 3 minutes of madness and were 2-1 down, but they battled back. 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. Bakuna takes the free kick. McLean heads the ball away. Powell is stalking the Huddersfield Town back line, and by doing that, Stoke get the possession. And the ball's with Smith. He hoists it into the Huddersfield half, but it curves into touch. And the goalkeeper's come to take the throw. He's everywhere.
Yeah, that's where he should be. He's let 4 goals in, loads.
As the ball is cleared by Brown. Ball flicks off the head of Lindsay. played forward, and there's a free kick on the edge of the area.
So that's a booking for Smith.
Yeah, Smith's in the boot.
A little tug back, I think, on Grant. It's yeah.
So Smith's booked. 1 or 2 bookies in this game. Mr. Linnington will have some paperwork to do this weekend.
Yeah.
As this is a dangerous position. Grant is there. He's the leading goal scorer here. He's got 12. And Bakuna is there as well.
Strikes a good ball, the lad Bakuna. Nice. The thought he's got a chance of having a dip.
Well, with 10 minutes from full time, well, 10 minutes from extra time being added, 10 minutes of normal time. A free kick. Is it going to be Grant? He comes to the ball. It is, and it's brilliantly saved by Butland. It was curving into the, just tucking behind the left-hand post. Butland flung himself across and pushed the ball away.
Yeah, it's a decent save. That's his side. He's got a wall for the other side. The ball goes over the wall, and then you give credit to the free kick taker. But he's played that side. It's up to the keeper to cover, and he did it well.
Corner coming in, headed away by Lindsay.
Good. He tapped it.
A header by Haji Nile. To Bakuna. Bakuna, deep head ball headed back, and there it's Lucas who whipped the ball away for another corner. Huddersfield are thinking they should have a penalty, but the referee will have none on it, and the Cowley brothers...
They were nowhere near the ball.
The Cowley brothers are giving grief to the fourth official.
There's no way that's a penalty.
And there's a booking. And catch who it was. It's probably... Could be Mounier who's got in the boot.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an away swinging corner by Bakuna.
They're dangerous. Yeah, they attack it well. The quality is good.
And it comes again. Well driven. Butland should have it, and he does. And he drops in his 6 yards area. And he's decided to have a little sleep.
Good. I'm glad I said the quality is good, because straight away Bakuna put it straight into his hands.
Yeah. 7 minutes remaining. We're in the 83rd minute plus stoppage time, and there will be a bit of that. There 1 or 2 injuries in the second half as the ball is flicked on by Vokes. There'll be an ironic cheer now as the referee's given Huddersfield a free kick just on the lip of the centre circle. And Stoke have just got to make sure that they don't do anything silly in these final 6 or 7 minutes plus stoppage time. Free kick taken, Bart, good header away. Campbell should keep this ball in play, does. On the right, then rolls the ball into Joe Allen over the halfway line, inside right channel, out to the touchline to Powell. Powell taking the kick. Well, he's fortunate there that he hasn't really damaged his ankle, because he hit the turf with some force.
He'd seen James McLean make a great run.
He just couldn't.
He slipped. His studs went from under him, and it's a shame, because McLean would have been in.
Ball played forward. Little flick on by Mounier, but the ball cleared to the halfway line. By the ball headed back by O'Brien, and then Bart, and it's a free kick on Smith. As the ball went through to Bart, and Stoke will take the time.
Powell's down injured.
Yeah, he's well, I'm sure it was when he slipped, as you said, when he was trying to put that cross.
And it might be sensible to take him off now anyway. Well, he's hardly played, so
he's Fraser Campbell is don't know what he's talking to the ref about. Obviously he's not happy about something. And Stoke are going to make a change. I think Gregory's going to come on for one. Yeah, Gregory's coming on. He might well take the place of Powell.
Powell and play up front. It'd be interesting. Can't see him bringing Vokes off. Vokes has been an handful.
He's done well, hasn't he, this afternoon? Powell's coming off. And he's done well, pal.
Yeah, and he's done what he was set out to be. Just it's a luxury position to play where he's playing up front but playing free to go where he wants. And, he's done it quite well.
Butland to take the free kick. Inside right channel, halfway inside his own half. Stankovic heads away. Ball hoisted high by Grant to the Stoke penalty area, and Butland will take his time with that. He draws Mounier towards him and he'll get ready now to clear. As we move to 86 minutes. And Butland, from the edge of his area, goes high down centre field. And Stankovic just ducks and heads the ball back to his keeper, who'll get ready to clear. Stoke City 4-2 in the lead. As goalkeeper Grabara plays the ball to the edge of the Stoke area. Ball with Bakuna, right side of the box. Little chip in, but that should be headed away by Smith, and is to this near side. But picked up by Fraser Campbell. Fraser Campbell putting the ball to be moved infield to Grant. Grant getting the ball to Fraser Campbell. Fraser Campbell back to Stankovic. Stankovic into the Stoke box. Smith gets it away to Vokes. Vokes battling with Stankovic on this near side. Plays a high forward ball. Gregory trying to get him behind the defender. Brings the defender down. And it's going to be a free kick to the home side.
I think if it had carried on running in a straight line, Nigel, you've got a chance of getting on the end of that.
Well, he was on the shoulder of the defender, wasn't he? Brown playing the ball down the Huddersfield left, where Grant picks it up and then rolls the ball into the centre circle for Schindler. Goes out to the right-hand side, where Hagwanail plays the ball in field, and then it's worked to Bakuna. Low ball into the box from Bakuna, but there's Butland who gathers that comfortably. And it's Birmingham 2, Wigan 3. And local scores: Port Vale 2, Macclesfield 2, Crewe 4, Carlisle 1. Here, Huddersfield Town 2, Stoke City 4. At Barnsley saw a 4 when Michael O'Neill took over, and he's got another 4 in his locker this afternoon as Bruno Martins Indy flicks a header backwards, and it's played into touch by Bart on the far side. Bakuna takes a quick throw. That's an intelligent one as well. It picked out Fraser Campbell, but he's dispossessed by Bruno Martins Indy, who rolls the ball to Bart, who clears into touch. We're in the final 2 minutes of normal time as Bakuna plays the ball back on that far side to Hagli Canile. Bakuna again, jinking on that right-hand touchline, puts the ball in. Joe Allen hits it towards the corner flag, and it's headed into touch by Gregory. Another throw into Huddersfield Town. They're working that right-hand touchline. It's Bakuna, 2 Stoke players in front of him. McLean slides in on the challenge. Throw in again on that far side, and McLean having a little bit of pushing and shoving with Bakuna. Bakuna flicking the ball in the box. Joe Allen gets it away this time to Vokes. Vokes battles well, gets the ball to Gregory. He's off down the Stoke left as Chalabar chases him, but Gregory just turns, holds the ball up, gets it to McLean, who's striding down the left-hand touchline, cross in, put for a corner. Stoke's second corner of the second half. They've had 5 in total. Huddersfield have had 3 in the second half. They've also had 5 in total. But the scoreline is Huddersfield Town 2, Stoke City 4. And we're in the final minute of normal time, and it's going to be an away swinger from James McLean. He plays it short to Gregory, gets it back just does one or two feints with his foot before finding Gregory with a lovely ball, and Gregory can find the back of the net. Absolutely superb ball threaded in for Gregory, and he curved it from the left side of the box to the keeper's left, and the ball's in the back of the net in the final minute of normal time. Gregory getting his first goal. And it was a well-taken one. It's Huddersfield Town 2, Stoke City 5, and there's 5 minutes of additional time.
Good finish, Nigel. I think they were just expecting him to keep it down in the corner and waste time. So he's turned and come in, and it's a good finish. But from their point of view, the defending's awful.
Well, Powell's got his first. Gregory's got his first. And Stoke will be delighted. And from that 3 minutes of madness, Dennis, at the start of the half, Stoke have come good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy if it was 5-0, but that 2 minutes, few minutes of madness. But the finishing, I mean, Campbell's 2 finishes is first class, but that was a decent one as well. So it's been a good performance, except for 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Dennis Smith, of course, his experience as a player, but also as a manager. Over 1,000 games in charge as a manager. Absolutely superb. Ball with Campbell. That's not a good ball infield. It's allowed Brown to pick it up. Plays the ball back to central defender Stankovic. Back to this touchline to Brown. To Stankovic again, who plays a diagonal ball left to right. Bakuna brings it down. He's got a runner going to his right. He's come in and he's put in a shot from 20 yards. It's over the crossbar. Butland just stood and watched it. And we are in the 5 minutes of additional time. And we've had 1.5. And you can hear the Stoke fans away to our right. They're packed in. They're halfway across that stand to our right. Terrific following by the Potters fans, and they've enjoyed today.
They've been rewarded, Nigel. The rest of the ground's near enough empty now. But yeah, I'm delighted for those fans. They turn up and they turn up, and today they've had a pleasing performance.
Well, there were 7 points adrift of Huddersfield at the start of this game. They're not now, they're only 4. And that's important, as the ball is crossed by Brown. It's blocked by Bart. Brown's got another chance to chip it back in. It's headed away this time by Lindsay, but it's dropped for O'Brien, but he pops the ball over the crossbar, but 2 Stoke players are down. And they clattered into one another. He's getting up. And I think it's Sam Clucas. Yeah, he's up. He's rubbing the back of his head. It's been, as you said, Dennis, except that few minutes at the start of this second half where nobody could explain what was going on.
It's been an outstanding performance against a team who you would not expect to be able to come here with the present management, the way they play, and get 5. They're not the type of team now who let 5 goals in. So we've done tremendously well, and they've been good finishes.
Yes, they have. As the ball is with Bakuna, playing it out now to Shalabar. Shalabar, high ball out to this left-hand side, brought down by Grant. Grant's got Smith in front of him, but the cross goes in. Too much power on that, and that's a goal kick. We have had 3.5 and the 5 minutes, and you can imagine the roar that will go up from the Stoke fans once the final whistle goes.
None of them have left, Nigel.
No, they're there.
They've been brilliant. And
Port Vale and Macclesfield have ended 2-2. Yeah, Stoke City, we love you, they're chanting. Well, let's hope that they will be loving their team at the end of the season when they remain in the Championship. But they've certainly played well this afternoon. In fact, they played well in the last 3 matches, Dennis, haven't they, really, when you think about it?
They have.
Sheffield Wednesday, Fulham and today.
Yeah. But, you know, today a change of system, and it was a more attacking system, and it's paid off. And you know, that's a gamble the manager should be praised for.
Yeah, absolutely. So get a throw in on this near side. We're in the final half minute, and Smith, formerly captain here, of course, and the game for about 7 years, and there it is. It's all over. It's all over, and Stoke City have taken 3 vital points with a 5-2 victory. It started on the quarter hour. Defensive error by Huddersfield allowed Powell into the penalty area left side. His low cross was popped into the net by a sliding Sam Vokes, and that was how it stayed for the rest of that first half. Stoke had chances and should have increased their lead, because they really at the start of the second half were scratching their heads, because 3 minutes of madness put them 2-1 down. First, a corner on the left. Meunier rose above everybody to power in a header, and then a minute later a free kick on the right, the ball flying across the 6 yards area, striking the legs of Danny Bart, and the ball ending up in the back of the net. 2-1 to Huddersfield Town, totally against the run of the play. But then Stoke started to assert themselves. Campbell down the right, low cross, Powell 12 yards out, fired into the left-hand corner, 2-2. It became 3-2 just after the hour, when the goalkeeper, inexplicably, the Huddersfield goalkeeper, came out to the edge of his 18-yard box to try and punch the ball away. He did, but he punched it to Campbell, who calmly played the ball back over all the heads into the back of the net to put Stoke 3-2 in the lead. Campbell got a second in the 70th minute. Vokes laid him in, and he put in a superb strike to the keeper's left, 4-2, and it became 5 when Gregory had come on as a substitute. He was played in, and he by McLean on the left, and he curved an effort from the left side of the box to the keeper's left. Ball in the back of the net, and Stoke City have thoroughly deserved their victory today, no doubt about that. Final scoreline then here: Huddersfield Town 2, Stoke City 5.